Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here and you just stumbled upon my channel, I'm so happy to have you. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button if you like this content. My name is Deanna and I post cleaning, cooking, shopping, motherhood, just a little bit of everything. So I've noticed that you guys really enjoy my crockpot videos, so I have another one for you guys today. Here are 4 really simple, really delicious, perfect crockpot meals you can make for your family. So to start, we are going to be making queso chicken tacos. Now I've made this recipe before, but I don't remember it turning out like this, so I think I ended up putting way too much water in this. For this recipe, you will need chicken breast. I just used 2 large chicken breasts. You will need a jar of the Tostitos queso dip. You can obviously use the off-brand, but my store did not have that. And you are also going to need, the recipe called for a cup of vegetable broth, which I did not have, so I put in there water and it came out way too watery. You're also going to need 2 cans of these Rotel tomatoes with green chilies. And then you are going to need about 3.5 tablespoons of taco seasoning. I recommend maybe doing half a cup of water, like a 1/4 cup of water if you're making this with 2 chicken breasts. It just came out way too liquidy. So we are going to let that cook for about 4 to 5 hours on high, and it smells so good. So after a few hours, I went in and shredded up my chicken. It wasn't completely done at this point, so I let it cook for about another hour, but I had it all shredded up in there. You can see me checking it here to make sure that it is actually cooked, which it was still a little pink. So I went in and just let it sit for about another hour or so. So now that it's finished, I am going to go in and chop up my sides. So we just do lettuce, tomatoes, and cheese for these tacos. So as you will see here, it definitely came out too liquidy. It still tasted really good according to my husband, but it was just way too runny and just kind of fell apart in the taco. So I would recommend maybe completely even leaving out that liquid. I don't think your chicken will burn because of that queso. So here I am assembling my husband's and my daughter's plates, and this was definitely a winner. We've had this before a couple times. It's just been like a year or so since I made it, so I pulled it back out, and I highly recommend this meal. So on this next night, we are doing chicken bacon and broccoli Alfredo. For this recipe, you will again just need some chicken breast. I used 2, and you will need broccoli. You can use fresh broccoli, but I just prefer the frozen kind because I don't have to chop it up or have any go to waste. You'll also need a jar of Alfredo sauce, and I filled up the Alfredo jar with about a 1/4 cup of water just to get the rest of the sauce out there, and so that again, my chicken did not burn. So you're going to give that a good stir, and you're going to cook that on high for, again, about 4 to 5 hours. So once this was finished, I went in and started shredding up my chicken. Again, the chicken was not quite done, so I added some Parmesan on top of it. I would say probably about half a cup of Parmesan would be good. I honestly eyeballed this. This was not in the recipe I found on Pinterest. I kind of did my own twist on it, and I also ended up adding in bacon bits. Again, this was just my kind of twist on it, and I think that made it turn out really well. Obviously, fresh bacon would be much better, but I did not have the time to be doing all that, so bacon bits it was. So now I've just cooked some fettuccine noodles and I'm going to stir those in. You can use whatever pasta that you would like. I've also gone ahead and baked some garlic bread. I did film this, but the footage was on a different camera and for some reason it will not upload. So we are just rolling with it here. This meal was also delicious. It made a ton of food. We had leftovers the next day and my husband had lunch to take the next day, so it was a win-win. Next up, we have Zesty BBQ Chicken. This was a one I found on Pinterest and I had to modify it because I only ended up using one chicken breast because I knew my daughter would not eat this, only my husband would. So to this, I did about a cup of barbecue sauce for one chicken breast. I also did a 1/4 cup of Olive Garden Italian dressing. And I did about 3 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. I cannot say that. You know what I'm trying to say. And I also did 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. So I let this cook on high for about 3 hours since it was only one chicken breast. If you are using more chicken breast, you just need to double your ingredients. That is what the recipe initially called for on Pinterest, but I just modified it to the one. And with this side, since my chicken is now done, I'm going to pop some sweet potato fries in my air fryer for about 10 to 15 minutes. I also like to use these Hawaiian roll little buns for this. It just makes it taste so much better. My husband loved this. He always loves when I make barbecue chicken in the crock pot. Today I did a little twist on it though with this, and it was definitely a favorite in our house, although my daughter did not eat it. So he definitely loved it. So last up in this video is some chili. This is probably the easiest chili you'll ever make. We love this chili in my house. It's so simple, so easy. So for this chili, all you're going to need is about a 1/4 cup of white onion, which I've diced and I'm sauteing. And then you're going to need about 1 pound of ground beef, and you're just going to brown that on the stove. Now that that's done, we're going to add a can of black beans and a can of diced tomatoes into our crock pot. And now I'm gonna go ahead and add in my chili mixture, my ground beef and onion mixture, not chili mixture, and give that a good stir. And the last thing I'm going to add to this is chili powder. I like to add about a 1/4 cup of chili powder. Give that a nice stir, and you can let it cook in the crock pot on low for about 3 to 4 hours. Everything in there is already cooked. You just want to let all the ingredients kind of get together and get those flavors in there. This is perfect to make on a Sunday. We made this on a Sunday. The house smelled so good. It was amazing. So now that my chili is done, I'm going to make some cornbread. You can definitely make this homemade, but again, I do not have time to be making everything homemade. So I just cooked this cornbread according to the instructions on the package. You'll see my little helper here. She is sticking a bottle cap in the food. And I'm just going to stir and bake this according to the instructions as well. You'll see me, I'm on a footstool here. It's because my tripod was up so high and I had to be able to see what I was filming, so just disregard that. Clearly, I was not seeing it very well. And now our chili is done. You can add so much to this. You can do crackers, you can do cheese, you can do sour cream. My husband likes his pretty plain, so I just added some cheese on top. And then he likes to personally crumble up his cornbread into there. So that's what he did, as well as what my daughter did. And they love this. They love when I make chili. It's perfect for the fall. This is like something we just wait for all year round. And that is the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe and come back for more content, and I will see you guys next time.